The Twisted Bow, one of the most powerful weapons in Oldschool Runescape. The weapon deals massive amounts of damage to anything with a decent magic level, which happens to be most of Oldschool Runescape's bosses. With its power though, comes a price, which is almost 1.4 billion as of recently. After selling a Twisted Bow to complete the 0 GP to Tunic and Shadow, I want to start again from 0 GP and earn enough money to afford the Twisted Bow and take on the Challenge Mode Chambers of Xeric. This is 0 GP to Twisted Bow. In the last episode of 0 GP to Twisted Bow, we spent a lot of time at Volcano hunting the Crystal Tool Seed. Although we saw a lot of them, we unfortunately never received one in my name. However, with the consistent GP from Volcano, we were able to earn our first 100 mil of the series. Hello everyone, and welcome to episode 4 of the 0 GP to Twisted Bow series. In this episode, what I want to do for our moneymaker is Slayer, specifically a lot of Slayer. And what I mean by that is in the past, I've done a video focused on 24 hours of Slayer. I've done a video focused on 36 hours of Slayer. And I figured I always want to step myself up at least a little bit. So in this video, I want to do 48 hours of Slayer. That is a lot of Slayer. Either way, to do some Slayer, I'm going to need some gear, as my current melee gear consists of an Abyssal Whip, Dragon Boots, and an Infernal Cape. I definitely would like a little bit more. Just to start with, I think I want to go ahead and repair all of my stuff that I broke for the start of the series. That does not include the Avernic Defender, because that is going to cost me 50 mil to repair, because I want to be fair in that aspect. But I think 93 mil is enough to repair at least the Void and whatever else I'm missing. I believe I've gathered up all of my broken gear. I think I just have to use it on Purdy here and repair all. That's 500k. Okay, that's a lot more expensive than I thought it would be. Jesus, I'm glad I waited at least until now to repair it. But man, breaking items and repairing it is no joke. Now that I've gotten everything repaired, is start to work on some imbues. So I think the Salve Amulet should probably be imbued. I definitely need to imbue the rings, and one thing I definitely need to imbue is the Slayer Helmet as well. I've gone ahead and purchased at least what I think is all I need to imbue, which is the Slayer Helmet and the 3 rings for each combat style. And I just have to say, the price of the rings at the moment are up an insane amount. If I get a DK task, that is something I definitely should do. Like, it is absolutely crazy. I assume because there's an upgraded version of the rings coming out, at least I think there's upgraded versions of the rings coming out. And like, look, even the Sears ring, this thing used to be like 200k, is up to almost a mil now. It is absolutely crazy. Now, I am actually pretty excited to imbue these things, because if you remember, I believe in episode 2, when I went ahead and did Green Dragons, I also went ahead and collected the hard combat achievements. And in doing that, I think that gives me half price imbues, and I went ahead and unimbued my items before claiming it. So I have a nice 6 million points. And things are quite cheap to imbue after unimbuing everything. So I think even after re-imbuing everything that I unimbued, I'm going to have a ton of extra points to imbue some stuff in the future. Maybe I want different Slayer helmets, like the different colored Slayer helmets. Maybe I want to imbue more rings. Maybe something comes up that I'm missing that I haven't imbued yet. Either or, it only took like 2 million points to imbue all this, and I still have 4 million left, and these are like the essential items I think I need right here. So absolutely crazy. So glad I got the hard combat achievements done. On the topic of untradables, we've already repaired all of our items. We've went ahead and bought and imbued the rings, and one other untradable that is super powerful that I haven't gone ahead and done anything with is the Ferocious Gloves. So I went ahead and purchased the Hydra Leather, and I think I need to head to Lithcrin or wherever to turn this into the Ferocious Gloves. And there we are, we have ourselves a pair of Ferocious Gloves. I've gone ahead and purchased some gear that I think I will need for Slayer. Now, it's not all the gear I'm going to need for every task, but I do already have a task, and that specific task is Black Demons, so I will want to do Demonics. So I went ahead and purchased my Blowpipe as my ranged weapon, and for my melee weapon, I'm probably just going to continue to use the Whip, as it should hit pretty high. I am pretty much geared up for the demonic gorillas, but I will need more than just gear, as I will need some potions and food, and I went ahead and just purchased some alchemy runes. It should be pretty nice for the task, and plus I needed the rune pouch anyway, so let's go ahead and collect all that. Now we should be ready to go, and I'm just going to go ahead and drop this on the ground, since I do already have a rune pouch in my bank, and I feel like I don't really need to claim 2 rune pouches. Before we get started with Slayer, I do just want to take a moment to advertise the clan I'm in, the Cool Cats 2 from the group Ironman days. We're still plenty active, with Dovidus and Doug still actively in the clan, and we have a lot of plans for the community in the near future. So if you are looking for a clan, I would love if you can join us by joining as a guest and then asking for an invite. Now let's finally get started with Slayer, and I went ahead and added a timer on screen, as you can probably see in the bottom right corner of the gameplay, so you'll know exactly how long I've been doing the Slayer and know how long I have until I've completed the 48 hours. Still haven't gotten anything from Demonic Gorillas yet, but there is some weird bug going on in this game. It seems like they turned everyone into Ultimate Iron Man. I cannot bank no matter how much I try. I can't even use the Grand Exchange. I have no idea what's going on. Like, I can play the game, I can put things on, but for some reason, I just can't bank. Hey, we got a hard clue scroll from our Demonic Gorillas. I think I'm going to go ahead and do this. I'll probably end up opening all of the clue scrolls at the end of the video, but yeah, I'll try to do every hard clue or any clue for that matter that we get. We almost finished with the Demonic Gorilla task, and unfortunately with 4 kills to go, we get ourselves a Ballista Spring. That is a decent bit rarer than what we're looking for, which would be the Zenyte Shards, but yep, there it is, the first drop, and probably the only drop since I only have 4 kills left. Alright, next task we have Dagonoths. That's exactly what I was looking for. I was just talking about how good the Dagonoths are. We're looking at the ring prices because I said how much the rings are worth right now. 142 Dagonoths, it's a good chance of getting 1 ring, I suppose. I'll probably be doing all 3 Dagonoths, so I will have to buy a few items, but yeah, let's get geared up for that. Now, I've had to spend most of my money, as you can probably see here, we're already down to 18 mil, but I've got a really good setup for DKs. As you can also see, we got ourselves the Tormented Bracelet, the Occult, the Trident of the Swamp with full charges. I had to recharge the Blowpipe, and I think I bought something else, I can't really remember too much. But either way, we do have a great setup. We also have the blood spells, so that way we can heal while we're down there, and I think this should be enough for 1 DK trip. So I don't even remember how many do I have on task, 142? That's actually not too many, so I do feel like I can do this all on 1 trip. Well, this is the last kill of the Dagonoth task, and unfortunately, we have gone the entire DK's task without getting really anything interesting. I guess the most interesting drop is that hard clue scroll. We got ourselves a Dragonstone, a Seer Coal, 2 Archer helmets. We even got some like spine chaps and other stuff. Plenty of feather drops, which are 1 in 128s. But yeah, not a single ring, not even a warrior's ring, and not even a ring of life of all things. We've had some really bad luck at the tasks we've had, though I'm going to be honest, the tasks we have been pretty good. Dagonoth Kings, Demonic Gorillas, unfortunately no real uniques from either of them. What we got next? Necreals. It's a barrage task, and I think you actually profit or at least break even on these. Good Slayer XP, maybe Superior, could get lucky there. Didn't end up needing too much for the Necreal task, but we've got ourselves a Necrearch here, and it looks like we just get ourselves the guaranteed totem piece. Another Superior Necrearch, what are we going to get from this guy? Just a totem base, but that is a complete totem from this task, so we will take that for sure. Slayer task completed. Unfortunately, we did only get those 2 Superiors, but we did also get 2 hard clues, and I guess we won't know what those are until we complete the 48 hours, and you may have saw that like sometimes I do pause the timer, and that is just because I do my clue scrolls and I don't like the timer to run while I'm doing clue scrolls to make it fair. Next task is Grotesque Guardians, and I am not a huge fan of Grotesque Guardians, so I'm just going to go ahead and do 3 of them, get that boss task, get that extra 5,000 XP. There we are, the 3 Grotesque Guardians completed. Well, I'm not going to complain about that. 201 Necreals. We got our first Necrearch out of the task, and we're just going to get the guaranteed totem. Very close to being finished with the task, and we did get ourselves a second Superior, so 2 Superiors in each task. Can't really complain about that. Unfortunately, no loot though. Like, we're getting really lucky because we got ourselves our 3rd Superior of the task with only 6 kills left. What are we going to get from this guy? Nothing too crazy, but we do get a hard clue scroll, so yeah, I'll go ahead and do that. Gargoyles. At least it's the Slayer Tower. Actually, I think that's like the only place you can get them anyway, but I mean, Gargoyles are okay money and it's chill, I guess. I wasn't really going to record any of this task because you can't get too much interesting from normal gargoyles. I guess I could get a superior and that's worth recording, but I'm not even halfway finished the task and I've already gotten 5 brimstone keys. Like, that's actually crazy. I think like each brimstone key is about 100k each, maybe slightly more, maybe slightly less. Don't exactly remember the exact amount, but that is a lot of money just for free from doing Konar tasks. Maybe I should do Konar tasks more often, but for now we'll keep it every 10th task. And now after getting those 5 brimstone keys, we're getting back-to-back granite malls, which are about 200k each at the moment. We will take this luck from gargoyles. We've been pretty unlucky in all these other tasks, but yeah, gargoyles, they're showing up. We are now 8 hours in, and after a very eventful gargoyle task, we have ourselves Calphites next. I'm probably just going to cannon and get through this task real fast, so don't expect much loot. Decided to do the little Calphites, and as expected, it was a very uneventful task. What do we have up next, Duradel? We have ourselves some Cave Kraken. This is actually a task that I've recently unblocked. It is great money, pretty slow Slayer XP per hour, but like I said, great money, and that's what we're focused on. I made a few more purchases for this task specifically, including full carols, eternal boots, and the Leading Sword, which means my cash tag is now under 10 mil, but that is okay because Kraken, like I said, will make us a lot of money. There we are, Kraken task completed. Unfortunately, a very uneventful task, as most of our tasks have been. I think the most eventful thing was I was like 2 kills away from killing the Kraken, and I ran out of Trident charges, didn't end up recording that because, yeah, just not too special. Almost did, how many kills? 259 kills and not any drops. That's Kind of unfortunate. Well, now we have 178 fire giants. Can't really expect much from this. I guess I'll just AFK this task real fast. There is the fire giant task completed. Obviously nothing too special from there, but what are we going to get next from Duradel? Hopefully we can be a little lucky. We're going to grab ourselves Calphite. So yeah, just a quick task. Got through that Calphite task pretty much as fast as I can. Hopefully Duradel can give me something decent this time. Necriol as well. First superior of the Necriol task we're going to get from this guy. We got ourselves just the guaranteed totem base. Honestly kind of lost track, but I think this is superior number 2 of the task. Yeah, again, I lost track, but maybe we can get something here. Yeah, that's nothing. We got ourselves our 3rd superior, I believe, but we also have a 96 Slayer. I was hoping maybe I get something with the drop with 96 Slayer, but 96 Slayer, that means we're 3 levels away from 99. We've completed the task of 310 Necriols with the Bracelet of Slaughter. Not too bad. Duradel. Vampires. Okay, this one has potential. I've done a lot of vampire tasks in the past. As you can see, I have them extended. You have the chance of getting the Blood Shard, which is worth a lot of money. If I remember correctly, I got a Blood Shard in episode 1 of the Tunic and Shadow series. I think I got duplicate because I was doing thieving, but I've never gotten one from like actually killing vampires, and I feel like I've AFK'd them for such a long time. Never got any. 250, that's a decent chance of getting it. Ah, oh, look at that sight. Look at that beautiful sight. I knew it. I knew today, or this task would be lucky. Finally, our first big drop of the entire Slayer grind so far. Maybe this is the point where our luck turns around. Very early on in the task, like 20 kills in, we got ourselves the Blood Shard. Absolutely beautiful. A nice 6 mil right there. As Gex says right here, lovely drop. Almost finished of the vampire task, but we are actually about to get a defense level. Only 3 left on task, but this is the 2nd defense level of the video, up to 93 defense. I think we got 92 very early on in this video, and now we're only 6 levels away from 99. With the vampire task out of the way, what do we have next? Duradel. More gargoyles. Remember how interesting the first task was? Hopefully this one will be equally, if not better, as interesting. Another gargoyle task complete. This one was not as eventful as the last, not a single superior, but as all gargoyle tasks, they're just pretty decent money. Here's a task worth getting excited for. Your new task is to kill Cerberus. Man, I don't know if to choose a large amount because Cerberus is actually good money, or should I choose a small amount because it's a boss task so I can get through it fast. We'll go for a large amount, 50 Cerberus. It's a decent chance of getting something decent. Here's kill number 50, the task. That means the task is over. Unfortunately, again, pretty uneventful. Nothing too special. I don't know what we got next. We have ourselves Smoke Devils. I'm not sure if I want to do Thermi. I think Thermi is actually better money, but the normal Smoke Devils are better XP. So yeah, I guess we'll do some Thermi. Well, I am almost finished of the task, but there is our first drop. I was about to complain that we've gotten nothing this entire task, but you know what? An occult necklace, it is not worth the most, but it is the most common drop you can get here. And you know what? It's been worth a little bit more nowadays. I remember these things used to be like 200k each, 500k each. That's acceptable. That's a nice drop. What do we have from Konar? We have Fire Giants on the Island of Souls. Also, this person just got a Mystic Hat Dust. That's pretty rare. Congrats to them. And that's the Fire Giant task completed. And unfortunately, with that kill there, we went the entire task without getting a Brimstone Key. Very different than our 110th, which I believe is Gargoyles, where we got like 5 Brimstone Keys. Well, back to Duradel. We've got Cuirass up next. These are honestly just very consistent money. Can't really get lucky at anything. I guess the Superior Cuirass, which look absolutely amazing. Could get a heart there. There is the Cuirass task complete. Unfortunately, we did not get any Superiors. However, if you look at the timer, we are pretty much at the halfway point in the video. Again, unfortunately, the only real thing we've seen is the Blood Shard as far as like valuable drops. We did see like an occult, which is 500k, I suppose. But yeah, very unfortunate first half of the 20, or I guess 48 hours. Hopefully the next 24 hours will be a little better. Starting the next 24 hours with a worm task. Task completed. Unfortunately, no Dragon Harpoon, no Superiors, but we are now past that 24-hour mark. But I'm not too sure if I do or don't want to do that. I'm going to think about this for a little bit. I decided I am just going to go ahead and do Spiritual Mages here at the Ancient Prison, and let's see how well it goes. As a good start of the task, we got ourselves a pair of Dragon Boots. Yeah, I think I missed the collection log there, but we got ourselves Ancient Ceremonial Boots from these guys. I think I've already gotten the mask, so it's like 2 out of 5 pieces you can get. I kind of forgot that you can even get like the Ancient Ceremonial thing, so this is turning out to be a decent task. And there is the Spiritual Creature task completed. This one was very good. I actually enjoyed it quite a bit and made quite a decent amount of money in a decently short amount of time.
I did get very lucky getting 3 Dragon Boots. It's a 1 in 128, so I guess I should have seen 1, maybe 2. We have next Duradel. We have Dagannoff, so we have another chance at redemption at Dagannoff's. Hopefully this time we should get ourselves some type of ring, preferably Archer ring, Berserker ring. There we are, the Berserker ring. I knew luck would turn around. There is the Dagannoff task completed. Super happy that we were able to get ourselves a ring this time. One of the better rings too, the Berserker ring. Didn't see anything else that task, but honestly, 1 ring per task, and especially being one of the better ones, I am perfectly okay with that. Next up, it looks like we are going to have an Aviancy task. I'm going to take a minute to think about this one, because I'm not sure if I can do Armadillo. What's the best way to do it? I have a lot of things I need to think about. I think I'm going to do Aviancies this time to get ecumenical keys, but if I do get an Aviancy task in the future, I will definitely do Kriara. Hey, there we are. We got ourselves the ecumenical key. That means it is a guarantee next time I do get an Aviancy task, I will be doing at least an Armadillo kill, but that is if we get another Aviancy task, because it did take this long for me to get my first one. What's our next task going to be? We have Calphites, so a quick one there. We did Thermi not too long ago, and we got an occult out of it towards the end of the task, but we have not gotten anything except for occult, so a good chance of money, and I made a pretty decent amount of money, like regardless of the occult anyway, so very nice task for money. All the Slay I've been doing, we're going to get yet another defense level up to 94 defense now. I guess it's also 1, 2, 3 combat, so that's kind of cool. There's the Thermonuclear Smoke Devil task complete. Unfortunately, nothing too crazy. Did get a few hard clues though, and all in all, this is just a really good money task, so I still love it. We got a quick one up next, just some mutated Zygomites. This will take like 2 minutes. Next task we have our trolls, and I think I am going to skip this one, even though it's like a decently fast cannon task. It's more so for XP, don't really make any money, and like I said, we're doing this for money, and we're back to Thermi, I guess. Very early on into the next task, we got ourselves an occult necklace now, and we still have 116 kills left, so very good chance of, maybe the pet, maybe the jar, or honestly, I'll just take a Smokes battle staff. They're like 1 mil each right now. Another Smoke Devil task completed. I can't even remember if I got the occult last task or this task, but it doesn't really matter. What does matter is that was our 129th task, which means it is time for yet another Konar task. Our last task was Fire Giants, and I think we had Gargoyles before that. Bronze Dragons. Okay, I am not doing that task. That does not sound fun at all. Konar, give me something better. Well, I mean, it's better, but yeah, that's not very interesting. Fire Giants are actually pretty good to me. Got 3 Brimstone Keys, 2 Ancient Shards, and it is time to get another task from Durado. The first one of these tasks, 245 Blood Bells, is actually one of my favorite tasks. If you follow my Group Iron Man series, you'll know this is the task I actually got myself an imbued heart off of. Maybe we can get a second one. Here is the first of these thick boys. I've misused first superior of the task. What are we gonna get? Nothing too crazy, but the guaranteed totem piece is always nice. And it looks like our next assignment is going to be Vedion. Now, I'm pretty sure this boss is quite heavily camped, so I will just choose 3 here. And there is the 3 Vedion KC completed. No rare drops, but didn't expect it with just 3 kills. Ankus. I did extend these because you can barrage them in the catacombs. It's still a very fast task, so this won't take long. Anku task completed, got quite a few ancient shards, but it is time to head back to Duradel. And our next task is 20 black dragons. Man, I'm getting a lot of very quick tasks. Another fast task completed. Maybe we can actually get a task that we can stay a while. 219 vampires. This is actually kind of a task I was looking for. Not specifically vampires, since we've already gotten the blood shard from this episode, but I was looking for a nice task. I can, just chill AFK a little bit, and this is definitely that. I just started the vampire task, but this is so noteworthy, I kind of just wanted to record this. I actually found an empty world at this Firewatch Sentinels. This is probably the first time since this place has come out that I've actually seen an empty world. Well, it seems like vampires are my task. A second blood shard. Was not expecting that. Definitely was not expecting a second blood shard, but we'll take it. We'll take it. It seems like the only good drops I get from these vampires, but like I said, that's great. And our next task is we're back to Bloodfeld. Another great task. There's 95 defense now from the Bloodfeld task. It's like our 5th defense level, 4th. I've honestly lost track of that. So many gains that we've gotten during the Slayer grind. Still another 5.5 hours left, but probably won't get too many more levels. Now that I say that, I'm actually really close. Oh, I'm really close to a prayer level. I think I'm just going to miss it this task, yeah. But just with the Bone Crush and the Ash Sanctifier, it looks like we're going to get a prayer level from this 50 hours or 48 hours of Slayer. Alright, Duradel, Abyssal Demons. I actually like this task quite a bit. Another very decent melee task and just a couple kills into the Abyssal Demon task, we should get ourselves a prayer level here since we were so close from doing Bloodvelds. Very nice to get an entire prayer level pretty much from the Slayer grind in this episode. Unless I get a whip from this one right here, that is going to be 0 whips from this task, which is really unfortunate because I have quite a few Abyssal Demons killed, like 4,000, and I think I have 4 whips in my name, so I'm like double the drop rate. Closing in on the end of the 48 hours, Duradel, we're going back to Thermi. This is a pretty long task as well, so this is going to get us very close to the end. Hey, the task is almost over, and we did get ourselves an occult necklace, but as you could probably see just by looking at the clock there, this task did take about as long as I expected, and we might only have 1 task left. Back to Duradel for potentially our final task, 207 Bloodvelds. I know we had Bloodvelds not that long ago, but I feel like we had exactly 207. I better get started because I think I can get this task done and maybe start another task, but only, yeah, if I get started right now. Well, I knew this task would take most of the time, but it looks like we have 12 minutes left, and it is our 140th task in a row, so maybe, just maybe, we can get something from Konar. You know what? 10 minutes, 11 minutes, let's try to get a couple Armadillo kills. Let's see what happens. I said if I was to ever get another AVNC task, I would do Kriara, so here I am, 11 minutes left on the clock. I can't think of a better way to end the 48 hours. I don't think I'm going to get too many kills because I do believe there's a pretty long respawn time, not to mention I'm pretty inexperienced here, and not also to mention the kill times are quite slow. So I'll give it a few kills, wait till the timer hits 0, and yeah, let's see what happens. Because of respawn times, this is probably going to be the final Kriara kill, and unfortunately, it looks like we're just getting gold from Kriara. And that is pretty much it of the 48 hours. I can't do another kill within the next minute. So yeah, that is what it is. Now, I'm really excited to show you guys the loot that I've gotten all from the 48 hours of Slayer. Unfortunately, it wasn't as great as I was expecting, but I do think it is a lot more money than you might be expecting, considering the best drops we got were 2 Blood Furies, which, don't get me wrong, is over 10 mil with just the 2 Blood Fury shards. But before we get into that, the first thing that I want to do is go over the clue scrolls. I have all the clue scrolls stacked here. I got a beginner for, I don't even remember where I got the beginner, but I got it during this video. 2 elite caskets. I think one was Cerberus and one was another boss that drops elite, or honestly, I think Abyssal Demons also drop elite, so maybe that's where I got the other one. And then 36 hard clues. That's the big ticket there. And hard clues, I believe, are average like 100k, plus you always have the rare chance of hitting the mega rare table. Let's just get started. We do have 8 Brimstone keys to unlock from the 48 Hours Slayer. Looks like the first one, 173k from Dragon Tips. Then we have 3 Runite Full Helms, 15 Runite Ore, 5 Renars. I remember that used to be worth a lot, but yeah, I think Renars have been going down recently. Celestia's Trees are still worth quite a bit. More Dragon Arrow Tips, and then the last one's just Iron Ore. All in all, from the 8 keys, it looks like we made 1 mil, so I think that's very good. Now that I've gone through the clue scrolls, I want to go ahead and show the loot tracker from the 48 Hours of Slayer. As you can see here, 62.1 mil in total value. Though I didn't pick up everything, I will say I think I picked up most items. As I slowly scrolled through here, you can see what was the good and the bad items, which items were worth the most. You can see I made a decent amount of money from Thermi. I definitely think we made the most amount of money for time spent at the Firewatch Sentinels, so you can see that the 2 blood shards are one of the best items that I got throughout this entire grind. Honestly, didn't get anything too special. We did get ourselves that Berserker ring from Dagonoth Rex, you can see there, which is quite nice. Spiritual Mages went pretty decent, but all in all, I'm happy with how everything went, but a little underwhelming. Now that I've gone through the clues, opened the Brimstone keys, and showed the loot tracker, let's go ahead and show the loot tab from the 48 Hours of Slayer. 45 mil in the loot tab here. Starting off with the first task, I think we had Demonic Gorillas. I think we had DK shortly after that. 300 DK bones in total. I think we had 2 tasks there. I don't remember who gave us all these herbs. I want to say we had Necreals next. That would make the most sense. Going down here, it looks like we had a Gargoyle task. Makes the Dark Robe top and the Granite. Gold ore, adamant, plate legs. I'm not even sure where I got this stuff. I know eventually Kraken seems to be right here. Then we had the vampires where we got 2 blood shards, 1 from each task. And I want to say here is when we got around Thermi. Then we got the second DK task. We got the Berserker Ring. Looks like that's what that was. We got that single Ambiancy task. And then all in all, we ended with Abyssal Demons and 2 Aviancies. And then we opened all the clue scrolls, and that's where the bottom loot came from. So that is quite a bit of loot. Though I should mention, even though it only says 45 mil here, there's a lot more loot that isn't shown here. Some of them went into rune tabs and so on and so forth. And I want to go ahead and show the total bank value, which is now 157 mil. If you remember, we started this episode off of 100 mil, so that means we made 57 mil in the 48 hours of Slayer. So a little bit more than 1 mil an hour, like 1.2 mil, I think is somewhat of an accurate statement. So not terrible. I have pretty much sold everything from the loot tab, but I have not collected the big ticket items, which are the blood shard, the berserker ring, I guess the onyx bolt tips, and the 2 ofs of the 2 big clue items that we got. So go ahead and collect that as well. And it looks like we made just shy of 50 mil cash, but we've made more than just that. As I've shown with the bank value 107 mil, some of this cash came from that. I didn't even touch the runes when it came to selling everything. So all in all, we started with 100 mil and now we're up to 156 mil after selling everything, which I think I should said the math earlier. It's like 1.2 mil an hour for the 48 hours of Slayer. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode of the 0GP to Twisted Bow series. If you did, a like would be much appreciated, and subscribe to see more videos in the series. I apologize for the long wait on this video. I just had a lot of things come up in real life, which I did not expect, so I had a lot of things to take care of. But with that being said, I hope you guys have a great day, and I'll see you guys in the next video.